Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, well, my name is Annisa and I'm from English Department of IAIN Parepare. And now we are going to learn about how to pronounce the word, especially about the stress patterns. Okay? English word can be divided into syllables. Each spoken vowel sound make one syllable. A syllable can be a vowel sound alone. The examples O, I. And then the second, a vowel before consonant. The examples on, eyes. And then the third is a vowel after a consonant. The examples to, be, you. And then a vowel between consonants. The examples big, tough, cute. Okay, each syllable in the word has a degree of emphasis called stress. There are three stress levels: primary, secondary, and unstressed. Okay, and then next, let's go to Unit 32. In Unit 32, we are going to learn about two-syllable word. Okay, the first is we are going to learn about primary stress. A word with two vowel sounds has two syllables. One syllable has primary stress. Say it a little louder and longer than the other. Pronounce the vowel with importance. Okay. The vowel of unstressed syllable is usually pronounced no matter how it is spelled. Make the vowel sound short. Pronounce the consonant sounds clearly and distinctly. The examples: climate. The sounds E, O, U, and A often keep their normal pronunciation in unstressed syllables. The examples: stress on first syllables. For E, CD. Stress on second syllable. Repeat. Okay, and then the next O, volo. Okay, and then U, value, unique, and then E, building, instead. Okay, and then in usage tip, the stress pattern, primary unstressed and unstressed primary, indicate the difference between certain nouns and verbs. The examples are the present, to present, to present. Okay. The examples in a sentence is: we're going to present him with a present at the reception. Okay, and then the next is secondary stress. Some two-syllable words have primary stress on the first syllable and secondary stress on the second syllable. Okay, the first syllable strongly emphasize the secondary syllable a little less, but say it with a clear vowel. The examples is accent. Usage tips. The stress pattern, primary, secondary, is common for compound words. The examples in nouns: airplane. In verbs: dry, clean. In adjectives: barefoot. Okay, and then the next, the stress patterns, primary, secondary, and unstressed primary indicate the difference between some nouns and verbs. The examples is in nouns, the combine. In verbs, to combine. Okay, and then the examples in a sentence is the student's conduct was unacceptable. Okay, the next point, the stress patterns, primary, secondary, and primary unstressed are important for distinguishing the teen numbers from the teens. The examples for teens, 13, for teens, 30. Okay, and then the next point is the stress pattern, primary, secondary, and primary distinguish compound words from other modified nouns. The examples in compound word, greenhouse. In modifier plus noun, greenhouse. Okay, the examples in a sentence is the kitchen was a dark room. Okay, and then the next point is some words have secondary stress on the first syllable and primary on the second. The examples, cartoon, undo. Okay, the next point is verbs with the prefix re when it means to do again also have secondary primary as a stress pattern. The examples is rewrite. The next point is some phrases followed by prepositions have special meanings and are called two-word verbs. They too have the secondary primary stress pattern. The examples is big up. Okay, practice for mastery. After we unpack, we'll play Chinese checkers. And then the next is Unit 33, words with 3 or more syllables. There are many patterns. The first is we are going to explain about the pattern 1. Primary stress is on the first syllable and all other syllables are unstressed. The examples of 3-syllable word is animal. Okay, and then the next, the examples of 4-syllable word is fortunately. Fortunately. Okay, the next is pattern 2. The stress in pattern 2. Primary stress is on the second syllable and all other syllables are unstressed. The examples of 3 syllables is apartment. Okay, and then the next, the example of 4-syllable words is community. Okay, and then the next is the examples of 5-syllable words is considerable. Okay, and then the next is pattern 3. Primary stress is on the first syllable and secondary stress is on the third syllable. All other syllables are unstressed. Okay. The examples of 3-syllable word in pattern 3 is alphabet. Okay, and then the next, the examples of 4-syllable words with pattern 3 is dictionary. Okay, the next is pattern 4. Primary stress is on the second syllable and secondary stress is on the fourth syllables. All other syllables are unstressed. Okay, the examples is apologize. Okay, the next is about the pattern vibe. Secondary stress is on the first syllable and primary stress is on the second syllable. The other syllables are unstressed. The examples is athletic. Okay, and then the next is pattern 6. Secondary stress is on the first syllable and primary stress is on the third syllable. All other syllables are unstressed. The examples are afternoon. Okay, and then the examples of first syllable words is advertisement. Okay, and then the next we are moved to unit 34. In unit 34, we are going to explain about one syllable prefix. Prefix are one or two syllable addition that occur at the beginning of some words. They carry certain meanings that modify the words. Okay, the examples of one syllable prefix that are usually unstressed is the examples prefix reward. Okay, other one syllable prefix usually have secondary stress. The examples is for example prefix b, biology. Okay, the general meaning of prefix is two. The next is we are going to learn about unit 35. In unit 35, two syllables prefixes. Okay, the rare prefix that have two syllables. The examples prefix ante, general meaning before. When this prefix from a three-syllable word, there is usually primary stress on the first syllable followed by an unstressed syllable and secondary stress on the third syllable. The examples is antedate. Okay? When two-syllable prefixes from a word of four or more syllables, there is usually secondary stress on the first syllable, no stress on the second, and primary stress on the third. The examples is antecedent. Okay, and the next, some exception to these patterns are as follows. The examples primary, unstressed, secondary. The examples is automobile. Okay, and then the next for the pattern, secondary, primary, unstressed, anticipate. Okay, and then for the pattern, secondary, primary, unstressed, monopoly. Okay, and then the next is unit 36 about suffix. Suffix are additions of one or more syllables that may be attached to the end of words. It is important to pronounce suffix clearly with the proper stress. They are almost always unstressed. Say the vowel sound quickly and with your mouth almost closed, but pronounce the consonant sounds in these syllables distinctly. The examples is noun suffix ans. The examples importance. Okay, And then adjective suffix. Adjective suffix all. Examples musical. And then the next verb suffix at. Example wanted. Okay. And then the next adverb suffix. Example slowly. Okay, the following one-syllable suffix are exceptions to the aorist pattern. They have secondary stress. The examples in noun suffix day, holiday. Okay, and then the examples of verb suffix it, graduate. And then the noun suffix has primary stress. The examples pioneer, pioneer, pioneer. Okay, and the adjective suffix s has primary stress. The examples Japanese. Some suffixes have two syllables, both are unstressed. The examples of noun suffix ide, nationality. Okay, and then the examples of adjective suffixes is able, capable. Okay, and then the examples of adverb suffix ali, practically. Okay, the following two examples are exceptions to the pattern. They have primary stress on the first syllable of the suffix. The examples noun suffix formation. The examples of adverb suffix evidently. Okay, now repeat the following nouns. The nouns that have secondary stress on the first syllable of the suffix. Examples. The pattern is primary unstressed, secondary unstressed. The examples socialism. Okay, some suffixes may cause the stress of the basic word form to shift to another syllable. The examples for the pattern unstressed, primary unstressed. The examples apology. The pattern unstressed, primary unstressed, apologetic. Okay, for pattern primary unstressed, curious. For the pattern unstressed, primary unstressed, curiosity. For the pattern unstressed, primary unstressed, economy. For the pattern unstressed, primary unstressed, economics. For the pattern primary unstressed, irony. For the pattern unstressed, primary unstressed, ironic. For the pattern unstressed, primary unstressed, negotiate. For the pattern unstressed, primary unstressed, negotiation. Okay, for the pattern primary unstressed, primary, photograph. For the pattern unstressed, primary unstressed, photographer. For the pattern primary for the pattern unstressed, primary unstressed, photography. For the pattern primary unstressed, politics. For the pattern primary unstressed, politician. For the pattern primary unstressed, public. For the pattern unstressed, primary unstressed, publication. For the pattern secondary primary unstressed, publicity. For the pattern, primary unstressed, scholar. For the pattern, unstressed, primary unstressed, scholastic. Okay, I think that's all for me, and thank you very much for your nice attention, and always practice, practice, and practice, because practice makes perfect. Okay, thank you very much, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.